All right, let's talk some of these over. So how many folks did number 2 where you pitched to next year's 9th graders why they should read Lady Susan? Okay, you did as well, Elizabeth. Let's see, let me hear. Tell me what you think is the most important reason they should read it, Ellie.
It's kind of relatable because this whole book is about family decisions that can be immediate family or just the whole family in general that can greatly impact your life. And in high school, sooner or later, you're going to have to make a lot of those choices.
Oh, awesome. All right, so you made it, you said this is a relatable book to all incoming high school students. So you'll be making similar choices. I love it. Okay.
Whether or not I'm going to marry this girl.
Okay, right. Hopefully not marriage. Hopefully that's not on the table yet. Let's see, Josie, what'd you say?
So this is really entertaining.
Yeah.
The little plot twist.
Plot twists make it especially entertaining. That's a good
Scandalous novel.
Scandalously entertaining. Okay, yeah, I like that. That should go in the back of the novel. Sam, what'd you say?
Oh, I just said Lady Susan's schemes were interesting.
Okay, the interesting nature for schemes. Yeah, Akshay.
I guess the language that's used is a good introduction into like books that we maybe never on with like this kind of
Yes. Okay, right. So you felt like the language was, and I'm kind of putting words in your mouth, but you felt like the language was accessible enough to be, you could follow it, but actually also still bringing you up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Let's see. I haven't heard from Clayton. What you think?
It's just a really for the characters.
Yeah.
I think all the characters she developed and how they react.
Perfect. So we're reading it for the characters. They're interesting enough. They're developed enough to hold our attention. Yeah. Ethan.
I thought it was interesting to like the differences and like how the characters lived and kind of
Oh, so the differences between their lives and our lives.
Yeah.
So you're watching them and you're like, oh my gosh, how do people live like that?
yeah, basically.
Right, exactly. How do they possibly entertain themselves in that environment when you're forced to marry someone 30 years or 20 years older than yourself, right? All right, why don't we dive into letter 30? I don't think we got to letter 30 last class, did we?
No.
No. Okay, great. So as we mentioned, we're at this point in the letter where Lady Susan has yet another plot that she has to deliver to us. What's the big journey that she's just undertaken? Going to London. Yeah, exactly. What'd you say, Elizabeth?
Yeah, I wrote like lies on
Oh, on letter 30 at the top.
Yeah.
So did we actually make it through?
I don't think we made it through the whole.
I just wrote lies.
Said that. Like, the whole letter is lies. So
Okay,
I
good.
just wrote that down.
All right, perfect. So we know letter 30 is lies. Now we actually have to walk through and see what they are. I think that's where we were. And you all read letter 30 too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. What is she lying about? Do you remember the scheme she's got up her sleeve this time?
She wants Reginald to keep him away along so she can get his man.
Absolutely. Get Reginald away so that she can keep Manwarings at her house, right? So basically she's writing a letter which is secretly saying, I'm trying to have an affair here. You cannot be at my house. Does she really want to send Reginald away for good?
No.
No.
Because what does she want to do?
Mary.
She wants to marry him. Yeah, exactly. So think about the conflict that she's in right here. There's a man I want to marry. I've got to get rid of him. Okay? So she has to figure out a way that she can say that actually still keeps him in her life. Because she can't just say, be gone. So she tells a series of really, we have to decide, effective or ineffective lies to him. So, do not think me unkind, she says, and this is 4 lines down from the top of letter 30. Do not think me unkind for such an exercise of my power, or accuse me of instability without first hearing my reasons. So here's her reasons. In the course of my journey from Churchill, I had ample leisure for reflection on the present state of our affairs. What's she getting at there? I was going from Churchill to London, and what did I do?
Just thinking about us.
I was thinking about us. Yeah, exactly. She thought. And she says, I've been thinking this over very seriously, right? I'm only telling you this because it means so much to me. And she says, I had ample leisure for reflection on the present state of our affairs, and every review has served to convince me that they require a delicacy and cautiousness of conduct, to which we've hitherto been too little attentive. What's a delicacy and cautiousness of conduct?
It's like if we're gonna like do this and like be together, we gotta go slowly at first because we don't want everyone to freak out.
Exactly. Let's take this slowly. And she says, we've been moving way too fast. Right. Now, have they been moving way too fast? No, not really. In fact, because she's been holding him at arm's length this entire time. Are they even moving at all? Great question. Right. I mean, in her eyes, she's keeping him right where she wants him. But she says, all right, let's slow down a little bit. And then she says, we've been hurried on by our feelings to a degree of precipitance which ill accords with the claims of our friends or the opinion of the world. Anybody know precipitance? Did you look it up? Haste. Means moving too fast. I would write this in the margins just in case there's a quiz, and just in case that quiz happens on Tuesday at the beginning of class and features questions. Okay, precipitance, get it down.
Maybe quiz be like notes.
The quiz might be some notes, such as the notes you took on Jane Austen at the beginning of the unit. However, it will be closed book, open note, closed book.
So therefore, maybe we should add some vocab into our.
We'll review vocab on Monday, for sure. We'll review vocab on Monday, but I want to know the words we're going to be reviewing. So today, our first word at least, is precipitance, which means haste. Then she goes on, making this heartfelt plea. We have been unguarded in forming this hasty engagement, but we must not complete the imprudence by ratifying it. Use your knowledge from political science to tell me what she's talking about here. First of all, oh yeah, Caroline.
Well, I was gonna say, she's saying like we've been too quick and too like careless
Mhm.
to like have this relationship, but we can't like make it real by calling.
Yes, we can't make it real, and of course that's what ratify means, approve something or make it happen.
What is
Same way.
538 electoral vote.
Yes, imprudence. Imprudence means the opposite of prudence, which is what?
Oh, like when you're prude, you like haven't done anything.
Oh, not quite. You're so close, but this is a different word entirely. Prudence means
So close, but
Prudence
it's
means-
a different word.
word entirely. It's true. Prudence means wisdom. Prudence means wisdom, and imprudence
So like
means
you're
unwise.
stupid and
I would say more like you only do something imprudent when you don't have to be stupid to do it. You just have to be misguided. Misguided, right? So I could be a very smart person who makes an unwise decision, and that would be imprudent. So she's saying we've been so unwise. We've moved so quickly in our attachment, but you know what? We must not complete it by doing what?
By saying that it's okay.
Ratifying or.
By ratify. What would it mean to ratify their engagement?
Opposed
To get married. Yeah, she's like, so we cannot get married. Okay, so this is like her first lie. We've been moving so fast. I just feel the need to slow things down.
How does she know that he wants to marry?
I think she knows that she's got him wrapped around her little finger. She basically knows he'll do anything she says, and she's been enjoying it all along. Now, of course, we're not sure how true that is, but that seems what she thinks. Paragraph 2 brings in an entirely different lie. So here's where she starts up with a new story. This is the second paragraph on letter 30. It is not for us to blame any expectation on your father's side of your marrying to advantage. What's it mean to marry someone to advantage? So exactly. She's marrying him for money. But here she says, I can understand why your father wants you to marry to advantage. So what does Sir Reginald want for Reginald?
Money.
He wants him to marry someone wealthy. Now, is Lady Susan wealthy? No. So here Lady Susan's argument is, and this is, imagine Lady Susan. We know about Lady Susan. What does she care about in her life?
Money.
Money. She cares so much about money and being the top dog. Yeah, exactly. She cares about herself. And part of that means getting a fortune. But here she makes the exact opposite argument that we'll hear in just a second. Yes?
Okay, does Sir Reginald have a lot of money, so she's trying to do it with Reginald so that he'll die and then she'll get all the money?
Beautifully stated. This is exactly what she wants. Yeah, exactly. Once Sir Reginald dies, Reginald gets all the money, and by extension, whoever he's married to. Make sense so far? Okay. Here's the second argument then. Your father wants you to marry for money. Poor me. I could never provide it to you. You should not marry me. Right? Or at least you should wait some time so that your father will approve. Okay? Now, does she actually believe this? No. In fact, she believes precisely the opposite. But it's another really good reason. It's another really good reason to bring forward. she says at the end of that second paragraph, he has a right, talking about Sir Reginald, he has a right to require a woman of fortune in his daughter-in-law, and I am sometimes quarreling with myself for suffering you to form a connection so imprudent. Why is a connection with Lady Susan imprudent?
Because she doesn't have money.
She doesn't have any money. Yeah, exactly. So she's saying,
manipulative and deceitful.
well, okay, so right, you're reading the irony here, which is very clearly any connection with Lady Susan is imprudent for that reason. Yeah, exactly. Now she's going to add on a third lie, yet a third lie, and she says, and you should get this as fast as she begins opening her mouth. You should be able to tell right in the beginning. What's her lie? I've now been but a few months a widow.
No, she's gonna be like, I need to wait because I love my husband.
Exactly, because I love my husband, how could I marry you? Exactly. So Sigmund Freud talked about something called kettle logic, when people combine reasons that are actually incompatible in order to make a point. So a man goes up to his neighbor from whom he's borrowed a kettle. He doesn't have the kettle with him, and he says, or no, he brings back the kettle and it has a hole in it. And the man says, I didn't put that hole in it, right? And then he comes back and he says, there was a hole in it before. And then he says, I never borrowed your stinking kettle. Okay, it's ha ha ha, you're supposed to laugh. Right, exactly. So in any case, all three reasons can't be true. Only one of them can be true. But the man is so hurried to get off the hook for breaking his friend's kettle that he gives three mutually exclusive reasons. The same way here, Lady Susan gives three mutually exclusive reasons for why she couldn't possibly be a good match for Reginald.
And those are because she's not rich and her husband.
She's not rich, her husband died, and she cares too much about what other people think, and they're moving too fast.
But it's
Yeah.
slightly different in this case because she started to really kind of.
Well, yeah, because they don't like contradict each other.
They don't exactly contradict each other in this case. Yeah, exactly.
They
They actually are additive. They all go
But
on
it's
top of
like
each other.
simple.
But they're similar. Yeah, exactly.
So for kettle logic, is it they're all contradictory?
Yeah, kettle logic is when you give three reasons or more than two reasons and only one of them can be true. So either you borrowed the kettle and put a hole in it, it had a hole in it before, or you didn't borrow the kettle. But all three can be true. In fact, not even 2 out of 3 can be true. Yeah. Okay. So
Well, what if you didn't put a hole in it because there was already a hole?
Then
So that's the second one.
that's
That's
reason
just
number
the
2.
second
Yeah,
reason?
just number 2.
What's the first
Yeah.
one?
The first reason was
That there was a hole in it when I got it.
Yeah.
The first one, I knew the one, the second one was, there was a hole in it when I got it, the third one.
I never borrowed it.
I think what the first reason was there's not a hole in the kettle.
Oh.
There's not a hole in the kettle.
Blatantly lies.
There was a hole in it before, and I didn't borrow your kettle.
Blatant lies.
Totally late lies. All right, we've gotten slightly off track for a little bit of a Sigmund Freud lesson. We go to her let's see, third paragraph brings in yet another perspective. It will surely therefore be advisable to delay our union, to delay it till appearances are more promising, till affairs have taken a more favorable turn. And here's where she turns on him. So at first she's just saying, we can't possibly marry. Oh, second paragraph on 52. Everybody see it? It will surely therefore. Yeah, we flipped the page over. Yes.
Yeah.
Then she says, and think about how Reginald must feel as he's reading this letter, right? He's already seen her say, we can't marry, it's too fast. We can't marry, I have no money. We can't marry, my husband is dead. And then she says, not only can we not marry, but to assist us in such a resolution, I feel that absence would be necessary.
Oh,
We
no.
must not meet.
She doesn't want any connection with it.
Right, so she's like, this is really great. She says,
Well,
we
first
can't
you
get
have to
married. We also can't see each other, like, at all. He's probably thinking, what? What do you think Reginald's thinking?
Oh,
I have to go see her immediately. What is happening?
Yeah, okay, so foreshadowing
Yeah.
what's about to happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Christine, this is the like old version of ghosting.
The old version of ghosting, yeah, no, absolutely. It's the 19th century, late 18th century version of it. Okay, really, really quickly, she has one perfect line, which is really great for characterizing her. This is halfway down the second paragraph, where she says, you may be, you must be. You see that part? Take a second to find it. You may be, you must be well assured that nothing but the strongest conviction of duty. Anybody having trouble finding it?
I found it.
You got it?
I don't know.
Everybody got it? I want to make sure you're at the right spot. No? You found it, Caroline? Oh, no, you got it. Okay, perfect. Okay, everybody see it? You may be, you must be, well assured that nothing but the strongest conviction of duty could induce me to wound my own feelings by urging a lengthened separation. Who's really getting hurt in this situation?
She's trying to manipulate
trying to
him to
say-
say that she is.
Right, so actually it's Reginald, that she's trying to say, it hurts me more than it hurts you, right? Who says this? Typically, what kind of people say this?
Manipulative people.
Manipulative parents especially, right? Hurts me more than it hurts you, right, as they punish you for something. Okay, so this is her final salvo. She says, it hurts me more than it hurts you. Please then, please accept my arguments and let me know as soon as possible whether you will not come to London. Why is it important that he say this really soon?
Because she wants to have.
Because Mainwaring
Yeah, Manwaring's already in town, because it's coming over.
And if he is on English, he's gotta send it packing.
Exactly. If Manwaring and you come at the same time, all hell breaks loose. Yeah, exactly. All right, so now we're moving on to letter 31, Lady Susan to Mrs. Johnson.